3 random words, 2 additional challenges equal 1 movie pitch. This is scripty business. Each week, we take on random words and challenges to make the best movie possible. We get 5 minutes with 3 random words to come up with a rough movie idea, the bones of a script. Then we spin our Wheel of Doom to throw a curveball into the mix. It's a James Bond movie. The characters are dead. It's now a rom-com. After 20 minutes with this added challenge, we spin the wheel for another prompt to add into the mix for an extra 20 minutes. After the time is up, one of us has to summarize what the hell this movie is and deliver it to you, the audience, in just 5 minutes. It's chaos, it's risky, it is scripty business.
And so he wades out into the lake, kind of swimming towards the boat, and he gets about halfway and just slices his foot on a bottle, and they actually had to stop the filming of this movie for 2 whole weeks for the actor to get stitched up.
2 weeks. That must have been the most brutal cut that he could have possibly gotten.
Oh, it was like half a bottle it was like a broken bottle that he stood on.
Yeah. I know he looks barefoot, but he wasn't. They're technically wearing something, right?
I actually don't know, but he got sliced up good and proper.
There you go. Something to look into.
Anyway, enough of that. It's time for us to make our own movie, Welsh.
Yes, it is. Very pumped, because last effort was an interesting one, and we don't even know if it's come out or not at the time of recording this. Who knows?
That is true. So let's officially scripting business is back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We got a brand new structure. We got brand new everything. If the episode comes out, you've already heard this, but if it hasn't, baby, we are off and ready to go. Each week, one of us is going to pitch the film at the very end, and it's my week this week, Welsh. So give me those 3 words, baby. Let's go.
You got it, Sunny Sunshine McGee. I didn't get my thing put in, and now I need to do that. All right, the words we have to work with this week, my friend, are brilliant. Glass, happy, and lugubrious, which is looking or sounding sad and dismal.
Wait, hang on, hold up. Did we not get rid of the third, complex word?
Yep.
Oh, this is just an audit. Okay.
This is a random word, my friend. Lugubrious.
Lugubrious.
Lugubrious. Basically, they look or sound sad and dismal. That's easy.
Okay.
Timer starts. 5 minutes to come up with a 3-act structure for a movie on those 3 words.
Why couldn't they just say sad?
That's what it is. It's looking or sounding sad. So as long as something in this film, they look or sound sad, that counts. No one has to say the word out loud in the movie.
The entire film is lugubrious.
It's just like a really... we'll make a really depressing movie like Schindler's List. One of those style. Yeah,
Requiem for a Dream.
It always rains. It's always rain and overcast. It looks sad. No, I guess so. Okay, so they've got to be happy, but they've got to look or sound sad.
Yeah, with sad trumpets.
Yep. And if you needed it, glass, the definition is a hard, transparent material used for windows and bottles.
Oh, wow, so thank you so much.
I try. I do my best, my friend.
This is burning up our time, Welsh. We do not have time for this. Although I feel like they're listening to us because that story, and now glass, try me, internet.
It does. Hey, what about if it's a glass blower? Because I love glass blowing. Have you seen Blown Away on Netflix? That show is brilliant. We're going to go...
I've never actually seen it.
My pitch is this movie is about a glass blower, right?
Okay.
And potentially the art that they put out. Now, 2 things. Either the art that they put out, the glass art, is happy stuff, but they look and sound sad, or we flip it. They put out really depressing, macabre pieces, like intricate structures of glass pieces, but he's happy as... me recording this podcast. So it doesn't really add up.
So my brain goes to all of the things that we've kind of already done, like same wheelhouses that we've played previously in the past, right? Yep. So first my brain goes to, oh God, what's it called in real life? I can't remember what the actual film is, but it's in a video game and it's called Minsky. So it's in a video game called Immortality, and it's this film called Minsky about this artist who kills Gel, right? So that's what I was thinking. Like if he's a glass blower, that he makes his weapon of choice to kill people, and then sells them off in an art gallery post murder. And that's potentially what the film could be. Or we can just like straight up right-hand curve, do something we've never done before and make it like a rom-com about a glassblower. Because like...
A lugubrious glass
So it's
blower.
like, it's from sad to happy, from rags to riches, from enemies to lovers, whatever. I don't care. Like, he could be sad at the start and happy at the end, or happy at the start and sad at the end. It just depends on the tone of the film that we want, right?
Okay. So maybe he's a struggling artist and he's putting out like really sad, depressing stuff because that's his life. He meets somebody and then it starts to reflect in the art that he's putting out.
Yes. I've got it. Okay. Sad, struggling artist trying to put stuff out there. By happenstance, I don't know how, somehow gets involved with a really rich woman, super rich. Okay. And she's like, I want to start putting this stuff like in high-end exhibitions. I want to sell this for like stupid amount of money. I want to monetize this. And then, but they also kind of fall in love together. And so the tension of the film is about like business or love. And the business getting in the way of the love and the love getting in the way of the business, and which direction they ultimately end up going.
Does the business then suffer because being in love, he's happy, and then his super sad art becomes cheery and isn't as impactful?
Potentially. And it could just be like a difference. He's like, I'm here to make art. And she's like, well, I'm here to make money. And it's like, then there's that tension. But it's like, if he ever stops loving her or like whatever, then it's like he's now lost his primary mode of income or whatever.
What if throughout the movie she recognizes that sales are declining, so she tells him that she has cancer? And then there's this whole, like, she's trying to make him sad to get the thing going. And then there's a moment of... money or love, she has to decide. And then,
is this kind of like an apple cider vinegar thing?
Don't know what that is. Sure.
It's a TV show about that lady who lied about her cancer diagnosis so that she could sell her app.
That sounds just like this. Great. Perfect. We're doing that.
Okay. Okay. So let me get this straight in my head. This
10
is the
seconds.
Story. Okay, this is the story of a young up-and-coming artist who gets in with a rich lady, and she starts selling his stuff, but then because he's so happy, his art isn't as impactful and it can't anymore. It creates tension between them. They have to decide between love and business, and he doesn't care about the business side, but she does. So she lies about cancer, and it gets out into the public and becomes a giant big thing, and then she has to come clean at the end. Or not.
Well, that's where we are at the moment. 20 minutes on the clock. It's now a James Bond movie, all right? That's what the wheel has given us.
I have been waiting 2 whole years for this fucking moment, and it comes now? Are you serious?
Okay. What if she's like a proper criminal then? What if she's a Bond-esque criminal villain, right? So Bond is...
Yeah.
Oh, God. So is the movie following these characters or James? If it's a James Bond movie, it's got to follow Jimmy.
It's got to follow... It has to. Yeah, okay, this is where I'm at.
Christ.
The story that we've just established is the story of the villains. Right?
It's their backstory. Got it. Their drive.
And they're kind of creating this maybe this art gallery is like a big front for kind of like under the table information selling, or front... for meat or something, some kind of, or they are like tangentially involved with something like a terrorist organization. Like the money that they make from art funds into a terrorist organization, and they're kind of like the middleman in between. So they're getting things like, either like British or like American governors, politicians, that kind of stuff, to invest in the art to funnel that money into international terrorist organizations.
Okay.
This is the through line for like how America funded Al Qaeda or whatever, because they technically trained them first and then didn't fund them. They became their own thing, but something like that,
Different podcast, Murray. That's a different podcast. That's not today. Jesus. I was just going to say, what if the glass that he's blowing is being used to store nuclear codes or to hold drugs, and potentially she's picked him up as a nobody, no-namer, right? So instead of her lying to him that she has cancer and that being a big part of it, it's more that she is using him as a no-name glassblower to have justification to put on these shows to do all the stuff, and then potentially maybe she does actually fall in love with him. You know, it's like, yes. You've blown your glass, and now you've blown my heart. I don't know. Something like that.
I think you hit the nail on the head, like, absolutely. I think you hit the head on the nail, absolutely, when you said that he's, like, putting nuclear codes or some kind of information in here. That I think that's absolutely what he's doing. Like, he's hiding an encrypted code inside the glass and then selling it to the appropriate people through this exhibition. But I have an alternative for you. It's either
wait. He or she. That's exactly what I was going to say. You've went way off on this because she's the villain. So he's making the glass, and then maybe in a gallery, he's like, what's this little black mark on? Why is there numbers on the neck of the bottle that I blew for you?
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, it's more about the, like, shape. And if you look at it through a certain angle, the lines will like, create a form of code or something.
Yes.
Not necessarily numbers, but it will be like a logic puzzle or something, like 14 curves or whatever creates
it's a QR code. It's a QR code, baby. We're in a world of AI. You shine the light on the piece of glass, right, in a certain angle, and then the shadow behind on the wall is a QR code that you can scan.
Okay, that's but it has to be. It's too easy to crack, though. Then anyone with a phone can just say QR code.
Glass is very fragile. Of course, it's easy to crack.
No. It's not a very good job keeping the secrets if anybody can accidentally. Like, it still needs to be encrypted.
All right,
maybe
multiple
the QR
pieces.
Code takes them to an encrypted
pieces.
Something or other.
3 pieces of the gallery needs to be bought and put together. And then a light.
Okay, so you got like one is a QR code, one has the like cipher inbuilt into it, and another one has something else. Maybe the other one has the code required to like input into wherever the QR link takes you to.
Maybe the other one just is a nice piece of glass that they wanted to pick up at the same time. Maybe a gift for an in-law or a relative.
I like the idea of 3. It means they got to chase down lots of things. This is the thing that I was going to say to you before, though, right? So we've got 2 ways to go. Either she is the villain and she's using this like glass blower to create this international front, or he is the villain and she's completely innocent and he's creating these artworks underneath her and just utilizing her connections to subtly prime and bring people in. And so she is not actually aware of what the glass contains. They're the 2 options that I see.
It's a very good point. It's a very good point. But the thing that you need to recall is that we need to include more than just glass in this James Bond movie. So the happy and the lugubrious needs to feature. True. Right? So if one of them is bad and one of them is good, then that can kind of help. But I think I kind of love the fact that, you know, okay, so instead of it being he's getting happy now and the art's getting bad, it's he's getting happy because his art is selling. This woman has come into his life. This, like, I don't know, Italian, you know the James Bond women.
Yeah, I know the James Bond. Yeah.
And then he's going to see them fucking on the beach, like, because Jimmy's absolutely going to slip in for this movie. She's the femme fatale of the James Bond movie. Oh my God.
But she's the villain. He doesn't necessarily sleep with the villains. He always sleeps with the help.
He sleeps with anyone. There's been villains he slept with before.
Has there?
Yeah, some of the women that he sleeps with are like assassins or like the main guy's wife, and she did that to trap him. Okay. That absolutely happens. Yeah.
I was going to say, there is another alternative here where she's flipped. Like, she's actually trying to sell out the glass blower, and she's like their inside person. Eventually, you know, like halfway through the film or whatever, he manages to tie her up into this.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we do have a different femme fatale. Maybe one of the bidders on there. Maybe this couple that we're focusing on is less of the focus, and maybe they're like a B plot to the entire movie that's happening.
Yeah.
So we don't need to involve them too much in the spy stuff. They could just be like
the glass blowers or
the glass-blowing man and this woman that he's with. They could just be like not actually the terrorists. They're just doing the galleries
Yeah, okay. So they're like the first maybe 3/4 of the film is like focusing on trying to find out the information, get these people, trap them, so they can take us to the real villain.
Yep. Because you think of like arms stores in America, they're selling the guns, right? But you wouldn't blame them if someone used that gun in a bad way. They're killing machines. There's no other word for what the hell that stuff is over there. They're selling weapons. However, they're not the ones using those weapons. So maybe this. Well,
you wouldn't blame them for taking the life, but you would absolutely blame them for not having the proper legislation and procedures and stuff in place. So
different podcast. I don't know why I used that as an example. Someone's selling peanut butter. You wouldn't judge the person that made the peanut butter, but you'd judge the person that gave the peanut butter to someone who's allergic and knew it, because they're terrible people for doing that. Don't do that, kids. Anyway, right. The couple, I think we're in agreement that the couple aren't the main villains of this James Bond movie.
Yeah, I think I think they're like the central focus, right? Because the only way that James Bond can get to the true villain is via the glass blowers. So who is the true villain? That's the real question. Now that these people aren't the true villain, we got to figure out who. And it could be like something really simple, like a terrorist organization or something that we can like insert at the start of the film that, you know, blow up a point of interest or commit a political assassination or attempt a political assassination.
Could it just be Blowfield? Because glass blow. That's funny to me. It's just classic James Bond villain. I went through so many in my head then. Blowfield's like he's the one with the cat, I'm pretty sure. Blowfield is like one of the OG
I'm like Dr.
James
No?
Bond villains. Yes, I want to say
Is that?
Yes. Blowfield, James Bond. I love when we waste time doing stuff like this. It's the best. Yeah, he's the bald guy. He's the bald guy with the cat. That's Blowfield. Yeah.
Okay. So it's Austin Powers, the people that they mimicked. Yeah. Okay. So do we really? So we're going back to like the 1960s then?
No, because it's QR codes and scanning codes.
I don't know that Blowfield's going to be alive at this point. Then I'm afraid. Blowfield's
son. Well, the Daniel Craig movies. Hang on. No. Daniel Craig movies. The most recent ones had Blowfield in it. They did Blowfield again. Because again, James Bond is timeless, my guy. It doesn't fucking matter when.
I do not remember him. When was he?
Christoph Waltz, I think, played him in one of the
newest ones. Was that Blowfield?
I'm pretty sure.
That was Spectre then.
Yeah. And he was the adopted brother to James Bond. They made the story that Blowfield is now James Bond brother, which would be great in the movie for whichever James Bond we get, and then Christoph Waltz can come back like, brother, we meet again. Oh Christ, that's so stupid that it's his brother. But anyway, that's kind of fun. We've got a sibling, quarrel.
I don't know that I want to rehash this. Like, it didn't work for them. Is it really going to work for us?
No, I just thought it was funny. A glass blower, Blowfield, I think that's kind of fun, but that's me. I just like to make things shit. Well, I don't know. We'll make up a new villain then. Glass. The guy's name is Glass. Oh no, it could be. Mr. Glass. Murray.
There you go.
Nah, it's Lugu. It's lugubrious, because that's the third word we've got to put in. Lugubrious. So.
I hate everything about what you just said. First name Hap, last name P.
Done. Sold. We finished the movie. Move
Mr.
on.
P. Mr. P, I finally caught you. You won't be able to blow your way out of this one, Mr. P. C4!
C4! Right, okay.
The alternative is he drops to his knees, Welsh.
I think he drops to his knees. Absolutely. For my movie, we're making... Oh, this isn't my week. This is your week.
Podcast, Welsh.
Okay, well, I'm completely fine with this one, except for the fact that how are we going to balance this being a James Bond movie when we're trying to not focus on the story of this couple that we're doing, but that's like a key element that we want to really like keep. We spent 5 minutes coming up with that story. Like hell am I giving that up?
We're
committed.
I actually think that the established James Bond history kind of already has our back here, right? So if you look at like Casino Royale, and I think it was Quantum of Solace that followed. Actually, no, I think it's just entirely contained within Casino Royale. The femme fatale story of that, right? Where she is Eva Green, is it? I think that's the actress's name. She ends up like drowning at the end of the movie, you know, in Venice when the like...
Is that Casino Royale or Quantum of Solace?
Honestly, I don't remember much of Quantum of Solace because it was like
that's
a pretty
Quantum of Solace. I think that's Quantum of Solace. I got a feeling, but I could be wrong. I'm not a big fan.
Well, she gets like established in one movie, right, and then dealt with in the other, where like she kind of is this like middle ground character that at the end of the movie she's like, surprise, I'm embroiled in this bigger plot line, and I think that's kind of where we go. So I think the focus is on like these like glass blowing, information selling terrorists, or it's like the focus is on this terrorist organization and how do we get there, and the through line is this glass blowing in black market information trade art dealership is the through line to like all of them. So I'm kind of swinging back, like maybe she is the like quote unquote villain of this movie, and then it reveals later that she's got ties to all these like terrorist organizations, and so that like French terrorist organization that we watched blow up that public train station at the start of the film has a direct connection to this lady, or vice versa, which is maybe not as good. But we deal with the terrorist organization and they lead us to the larger conspiracy, which is this glass-blowing black market information hub that has ties to every nation on the planet.
Okay. It's
or a bunch of other like terrorist organizations or whatever.
It's definitely information peddling has got to be what it is, right? In this world that we're in, that's something that's really relevant and makes sense for Glass 100%. For reasons. So I reckon like most of them, the movie needs to start with a terrorist act or something that Bond stops, but someone
or
gets away. Now the question for you,
because like
friend,
Skyfall, amazing movie, he fails at the start of that and gets shot off the top of the train into the river.
If you'd let me ask my question for a split second, then maybe you could help me answer it.
Please.
Which type of Bond are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with the rough and ready Daniel Craig, or are we going somebody like the Brosnan days where he just doesn't really fuck up? Like, this is a pro.
Yeah,
because if we're dealing with Daniel Craig era where he's a bit more rough and ready and amateur and just gets quick to fist fights, then we can allow this movie to start with him screwing up and the explosion happens and that's how the movie begins. Or it could literally be like he stopped it from happening, however they uploaded information, and then that is the breadcrumb that starts them chasing what's actually happening.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you stopped them, but before they blew up that data center, it turns out they actually uploaded a file to the glass web. It's like, what's the glass web? And then it's like, bow, 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 bow. And then it has like whoever's doing the theme song for it. And it's instead of it being like women dancing in flames and stuff, it's like sensual glass blowing silhouettes.
Yeah,
like,
that would be one of the
like
images,
fires.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
glass
I think he should
exploding.
I want a super cool James Bond who is great and uses the tech and woos the woman and saves the day. Okay, it's been a while.
We're going back. I was going to say that's the delineation, right? Is that Daniel Craig's James Bond has a more modern sensibility that pays homage to who James Bond was in the books. It's like very directly from the books. He was a chronic alcoholic, a womanizer, piece of shit, but very good at his job, but like a trash human being. Whereas the other ones were like this kind of much more like propaganda, like wartime propaganda James Bond, where it's like infallible Iron Man, kind of Captain America, nothing can ever get to him kind of thing.
Let's go that.
So that gives us permission to get a little schlocky. It gives us permission to get a little campy as well, because like James Bond didn't necessarily start off as camp with like Dr. No, but it certainly grew into what was like an absurdly campy Weldon character.
And all the rest of it, yeah.
Well, and just thinking about like Pierce Brosnan, who I love, that's who I grew up on, right? But he still has like dumb things like a wire that shoots out of his his watch that his belt that he swings across a library on, and it's like
amazing.
That belt is not weight bearing, but it doesn't matter because James Bond. Like that would have ripped his pants in half, and he would have just like fallen to his death.
This will also help us out with 23 minutes left to just say it happens because of James Bond, and we put him in this elevator shaft, and he kicks off his shoe, and it saves the day.
I think the cool part about this is now we're giving ourselves permission to create a whole bunch of really dumb and interesting pieces of tech.
Yep, and villains
to solve.
We haven't really decided on what the villain is yet, so we can come up with something like Jaws, or what's the one with the hat? I always forget the name of the guy with the hat. Odd Job. We can come up with the fun part of James Bond.
Oh my god. Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna start looking some shit in. The initial terrorist act is in France. It's a French terrorist organization with ties to the Middle East. They blow up a train station, or don't blow up a train station. Don't care either way. We get a little bit of like a Slow Horses style opening, if you've seen that, where it's just about like managing the public and like trying to stop a terrorist act from happening in real time in a public space. And then that leads us into these glass blowing people, and I think because they are the central villain, they should have the henchmen. They should have the like Oddjob Jaws weirdo character that we make, the voodoo man, I can't remember his name. These kind of characters, they should have their henchmen, and it's the henchman that is like kind of the intermediary, and he like goes to the terrorist plot to make sure that it works, and is either tangentially or directly involved with James Bond, whether so he's going to succeed. So maybe, James Bond gets the better of this guy.
Okay, so the terrorism act is done for what purpose? Like, why are they doing a terrorist attack on this train station, or whatever we're calling?
Well, it would just be, look at any kind of terrorist organization. Why did they do it? Like, ISIS is about liberation, right? What about a distraction? Twin Towers was revenge.
What about if it's a distraction to cover some sort of data breach or information heist they were doing?
I think it will line up doubly. Like, yes, I think that is that, but I don't think that's why the terrorists are doing it. I think the terrorists are like, like hate Western culture, or feel that like want America to pull out of the country that they live in, or something like that. Like it's a geopolitical play, because it usually is.
And America's pullout game do be weak, so that's fair.
I love to impregnate other countries, man.
Yeah, they do. As a fair warning to you, as a courtesy, because I have the time on my screen and you don't, there's 15 seconds until we get the next curveball.
So do we just want to say that it's like a French / Middle, like French, because like a lot of Middle Eastern operations in these movies operate out of France, so maybe it's like France and this Middle Eastern group
potentially, but whatever it is happening,
it's ISIS. Great, we're on.
Whichever ends up being, it's now a medical drama James Bond movie. We have 20 minutes.
Son of a... God, can you buy me dinner before you do this to me, man? Like, give me 5 seconds or something.
It's the wheel, and I gave you a 15-second heads up that shit was going to happen. Right, okay, so what if the glass blower, what if there's a way to make glass organs? Or maybe there's like a villain that like is obsessed with glass, right? Hear me out. And he wants glass organs, and that's what's happening. And then for some reason, James has to infiltrate a super secure private villains hospital where they're doing this, and they're trying to, he has to save him, and hence why that's drama. He's not there to kill him. He has to save him for a reason. And he's also a surgeon because he's James Bond. He's using gadgets from Q&M, like a wristwatch that's also a scalpel. Okay. Where he's like, the doctor's like, scalpel. He's like, no need. And then he's just, that's it.
No need. I have my laser
Sean Connery. Sean Connery is coming out of retirement for this role. It's going to be hilarious. He's going to be on a walking frame. Wait, isn't he dead? Is Sean Connery dead?
Are you going to exhume him? I have no idea.
Is Sean Connery, is he dead? Yep, he died 5 years ago. So maybe not Sean Connery.
No, just Weekend at Bernie's him, man.
We'll just CG him. We'll just do a CG Sean Connery. Like like a face removal. We'll get Daniel Craig to be the body.
Disney
and we'll
technology.
Yeah. Is that Bob Iger still? Hello, Bob. We need the tech. Bring me Sean Connery's head. Oh, Christ.
Incredible. I had some ideas for you before you fucking... Oh my god. Okay. Fuck it.
Do we even need your ideas? I feel like we're done. We're done, right?
No, I had a fucking idea. I had a really good idea and it's gone now, but I have a less good idea, and that's the one you're getting.
Cool.
If he's not obsessed with glass organs, because I don't think there's a way to sell that ever. But what we do, or what we have done in the past, is replace eyeballs with glass, and those glass eyeballs can have like secrets imprinted inside them or whatever.
Okay.
And they are like...
Is that it?
That was it. I mean, that's the through line, right?
Okay.
You're trying to get to this guy's eye and take his eye out of his face and shine a light through it so you can see the secrets that he has stored in there.
I love that you're bringing it back to that. That's great.
That's how he does his dealing. Like he rocks up and says, "You want to buy some information? Yeah, I do. Okay, there you go."
His eye out. Yeah, but you need to get both eyes, because remember the glass pieces have to line up for the shadows to work.
He's not going to be a great villain. He won't be able to see anything.
Well, he'd be blind with glass eyes anyway. Maybe he's just a mule for information. Like maybe this entire guy is being used to transport.
They have a network of blind people transporting glass eyes around.
I mean, that's kind of cool because they'll never see the information that they're holding.
That is true. Well, they can't.
It's kind of rad.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of rad, actually. You've kind of come across something now. Maybe the whole hospital is blind people, and that's why James Bond can get in there so quickly.
The other thing, I think James Bond has to like join as a doctor, like a transfer, like an international transfer doctor. And because it's a medical drama, right? That's what we said. So I think he infiltrates this at some point. At some point, he infiltrates this. At some point, he infiltrates this hospital to figure out where these surgeries are happening and try and, get that information. And that I can't even say it straight. That information takes him in the direction of the glass-blowing villain pairs. I think that's...
The hardest part about this is that a medical drama, we're talking like Scrubs, Grey's Anatomy...
Yeah, but it's a movie,
Chicago
not a TV show.
Which is fine, but the point is that like they are gonna have to feature like a case of the week, a certain medical thing that's happening that affects most of them, right? There's got to be interpersonal issues, romance, balancing work and life, and all the rest of it. That's how we get a medical drama out of this. Also being a James Bond movie.
Is that what medical dramas are like in movie form?
I don't think I've ever seen a movie medical drama.
We can't go into TV show land, so we're going to have to make some leniencies
Patch Adams.
on that then.
Patch Adams is a medical drama movie. Here you go. Philadelphia can be technically considered a medical drama. The original MASH movie. So if you think, look, go Patch Adams. That's probably the best.
So is it more?
Example.
Is it more? It's about the secrets in the spy, and yeah, it just has to be that he infiltrates this place to try and get this information, and that's like a quarter of the movie or whatever. Is kind of dealing with the. I mean, I would love to see James Bond deal with like, "Hi Cheryl, how are the kids?" Yeah, great.
Well, he's going to have to keep up his cover, like he's going to have to do that. But no, it could just be that, like, all right, the terrorism act happens in France, and then he's sent to Munich to go undercover at a super top secret tier medical facility. And he's transferred there as a doctor. So we get this whole thing as like a Bond movie. We have the crazy incident with the explosions and the people dying at the start. You've got it. I'm going to stop here because I don't want you to forget again. Go. 10 minutes.
Have you seen the movie The Rock? Please tell me you've seen the movie.
Yes, I've seen The Rock.
So good. Yes. They are these tiny little glass bowls. I hope you know where I'm going with this. That are filled with a deadly bioagent agent, and the entire movie is about trying to get those glass balls back without them breaking. That is and that's like that's like medical stuff. I think that's what it is, right? It's like maybe they are transporting some information in the glass, but maybe the glass contains this incredible bioweapon that's like the worst bioweapon we've ever seen. It melts people. It literally melts people in this movie. So I think it's something like that, and they store it in glass eyes because that's how you get through security and stuff like that. And so all of the henchmen only have like one eye, or maybe their main henchman or whatever has one eye. And that's how they commit the acts of terrorism.
And their depth perception is really fucked, which is why they've done stuff wrong, and Bond can like easily super bond them. You know, it's not like the Daniel
the
Craig,
ordinary guys are, but
punch.
I think the like our main guy has lost his eye at birth. You know, like he's trained.
Oh, so because he
has proper. Oh, maybe the glass blower is the guy that like also has a false eye.
I feel like you're flying off with all these ideas, and I'm hanging onto your ankles, being like, the glass blower and the woman and the romance, bring it back down. All the shit from the start. Lugubrious. Lugubrious.
Don't forget about the lugubrious.
Oh my god.
I think that is it, like that, because that brings in our medical stuff, right? We get to have the medical drama, but the medical drama's on the street with all these like melted bodies and this like crazy bio agent that eats through everything. Maybe it even eats through like concrete and stuff, and the only thing that can contain it is glass. Yeah. And the glass is fragile enough. Oh my god, mate, is there a moment where James Bond like punches a guy in the eye and fractures the glass eye and has to escape? That's... Or maybe he's fighting the glass blower. Maybe the glass blower has it, and it's like he keeps like putting his face in the way, and James Bond is like, ugh, and has to like pull his punches so it's not to crack the bio agent.
Okay, if we're going classic campy James Bond, right? Can, for the love of Christ, there be a scene where they capture James Bond and he comes to and they've blown a bubble of glass around him? And they're like, Mr. Bond, I see you have returned to the land of the consciousness. And he's like, starts punching the glass, like, that is 18-inch thick glass. Only a few glass blowers in the world could do that, and I am one of them. And he's just like, I'll get you, glass blow. Or blow glass.
Yeah, I was going to suggest the same thing when we first got James Bond, but as a femme fatale. I was like, you know how they like killed the femme fatale with gold? I think they cover her in glass.
I'm happy with either of those. Oh, what if it's the wife? What if What if the wife or the partner from the start that was going to help him become a successful artist and all that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What if we kind of think that's the case, she thinks that's the case, and then she gets seduced by Bond, like they all do in these movies, and 100%. The actual villain, Blowglass, with the glass eye, is like, I knew you would be seduced by this man with Sean Connery's head. That's why I've been with you all along. I knew that MI5 would send him after me.
You have a Mission Impossible moment where Sean Connery like rips off the Sean Connery face and there's a Sean Connery face underneath.
Okay, so that's 100% what's happening with that one. Yeah, that's great. I love that. Yeah,
I like that. I really like that. Yeah, I think absolutely James Bond ends up seducing her to try and get information, and then he ends up killing her. And I love this fight at the end where he keeps like putting his glass eye in the way. And I want to go one step further. If we're going full camp, I think, would you call him blow glass?
Blow glass? Yeah, or glass blow?
I think Mr. Glass is fine. We'll call him Mr. Glass for now.
Mr. Glass.
I think Mr. Glass
just
has like a trench
movie.
coat style thing where he opens it up and he just has like 20 eyes in there, and they all have different things. Like one has a bio agent, one has like information, one has like whatever, and constantly throughout the film you just see him being
just
like
sticking out.
Yeah, he just like takes an eye out, puts another glass eye in for like a different function or whatever.
Can traditionally he have like a sad smiley emoji eye? Because that fits lugubrious then as well. Because he always looks or sounds sad because he's got a sad eye.
That's true.
We need to keep the word in, Murray. We're not doing this. There's 9 minutes left before you have to summarize this.
No, I think so.
Film.
I actually... Oh, fuck, it is my week. God damn it.
Yeah, so I'm glad you've had fun with all these crazy ideas, but we really need to... I can't believe I'm the one saying this, but we gotta rein it in. This is not my job, Murray.
is definitely a lugubrious individual. Like, I think he's sad maybe the entire film, and we find happy another way. She's like the really happy one, or she brings like a sense of happiness to him. And so like killing her is really hard, and that's what makes him go like crazy. And maybe after he kills her, he's like, you know what? Bioagent for everybody. Every terrorist gets every terrorist gets an eye. An eye for an eye, Bond. An eye for an eye. Except I'm going to give out 200 of them.
Okay, cool. Got it. Maybe that's what's happening at this medical facility is so many terrorists are rocking up there to have one of their eyes removed and a glass one put in.
That is it. That is absolutely it. This is the facility that has that done.
So, how long of this movie is spent with Bond working day to day as a doctor?
I don't know that we have
to
that
get
much
that
room
medical
I think
drama.
I think the opening scene sequence thingy, the opening like chunk of the film is maybe like 10 minutes is the terrorist act, right? And then we're gonna have like
big scenes.
Splashy, and then that leads to a whole bunch of like information gathering, figuring stuff out for like at least in my mind 30-ish minutes. We're about 40 minutes, right? And I think that's when the hospital comes in at like the 40-minute mark.
So you got
and we get like a
that.
Yeah, I think we got to have like a smooth half an hour of that.
I would argue that you need less of it because this is as much a James Bond movie as it is a medical drama.
Okay, then I think we see the medical drama throughout the rest of the film. It's like that scene where the terrorist act happened. We have like a aftermath where they're like bio people come in and we get all the medical drama of like the people doing that. And maybe there's like a sub character that we put in there, like a young up and coming forensic scientist.
It could be one of the agents close to Bond. It could be like Q, for example, because M's there.
But they're like a forensic scientist, I think.
Oh no, I mean like getting impacted by it, or on a personal level, or whatever, or looking into it, because you need to have the terrorist act. You need to have M speaking to Bond and telling him what the mission is. You need to have Q setting him up with all his gadgets, and then the whole movie is that thing. If you think of old school Bond movies, there's not long that happens before Bond is told what he needs to do and achieve. Off you fucking pop on the plane. So that way you get that medical drama for like enough for me to go, yes, Murray, you did it. Well done.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, I'm just like, you didn't do it.
I completely agree. I think it's actually like a subplot that happens throughout the whole film. This forensic scientist working with the agency, feeding Bond information, vice versa. You know, it's like we've just figured out that this is actually a bioweapon or whatever, or it's like this trace or
Dude, yeah. And then it's like, and Bond, he's like, speak up, cool. I can't hear you. That's Sean Connery again. And they're like, the thing was stored in his eyes. And then he's like, dear God. And he looks and like he recognizes that
dear God, I'm standing outside the eye surgery wing.
But that's when he puts it together that all the surgical procedures he's been doing, putting people's eyes in.
Bond. So you're telling me that James Bond is a terrorist in this film? He's been putting bioagents in people's eyes.
He has to infiltrate a medical facility as a doctor. So
yeah, as a doctor, but I don't know that he's the surgeon putting the eyes in. Otherwise, he's not a dumbass. He would have noticed.
He's a cloudy piece of glass. James Bond isn't like a genius. He's just
but he's not an idiot. He would be like, this glass eye is weird, or whatever, you know.
How many glass eyes have you seen in your life? I don't know what's weird.
He can't be the one putting the bioweapons into these people. Otherwise, he is the terrorist.
And that's why he kills them all and blows up the medical facility. They also have like heart transplants and like all sorts of... Yeah,
I think he's a doctor because like he can't... that's going to be a little bit too hard for him to fake his way through. You know, like
he's a nurse then. He's a male nurse.
Yeah,
if you also throw that back to old school Bond movies, that's a great modern day flip that we've done where Bond is a nurse. Because back in those days, no, Bond would not become a nurse. Now, listeners and viewers, 100% recommend you do it.
It's a weird
friggin' magical
to
career
Dr. No.
path.
Should he be like...
Yeah, there you go.
Nurse Yes.
Yeah, that's his code name is Nurse Yes. Brilliant. And as he says it, he looks at the camera and winks. Just for me.
The names,
just for me.
Yes. Nurse, yes.
Nurse, yes. Would it be like sutured, not sewn or something? I don't know. I'm trying to think of another
Absolutely.
thing. All right, you got 3.5 minutes before you have to summarize this whole thing. Is there anything you want to bounce off me? We need some character names. We need some
We need
stuff.
we need names for... Okay, so we got Mr. Glass.
U.M. Bond. Nurse, yes. Mr. Glass, yeah. Also, can I request we change Mr. Glass? Because isn't that the villain from the Glass Unbreakable split thing? He's a super villain. Mr. Glass. Don't do Mr. Glass. Just let's go.
What are we going to call him then? It's going to be Glass related.
Just call him Mr. Blow. Why not? It's just as fucking dumb as Glass, man. It's no different.
Mr. Blow.
Glass Blow.
Mr. Blow, can I slip you a tenner?
Like, wait, I thought you transferred here from America. Sean Connery's like,
all right, Mr. Blow. Okay, Mr. Blow. What's her name? I was thinking like Ivana or something. You know, like it's a pun on the I.
He's Blow and she sucks, so her name is Ivana Suck.
It's Octopussy all over again.
All the names are like that. That's a thing. We gotta do it. That's not like a joke.
Okay,
this is like,
Ivana Suck then because. This is also, what you're telling me is we're making awesome powers now.
Oh, kinda, yeah.
It's a double pun. We get the I, we get the suck.
Yep. Yeah, you've got like Pussy Galore, Honey Rider, Mayday.
Oh yeah.
Actually, they're not all that horny. Actually, they're pretty chill. Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm okay with just Ivana, because that's also a pun.
Well, she's the wife, so it's Ivana Blow.
But I feel like, okay, sure.
She has a sister called
Mr. Blow
I'm Gonna.
is absolutely a code name, but we're gonna lock it in. Ivana Blow. No.
Right.
No.
No.
The young up and coming forensic scientist, F. Because if we've got like Q
forensic.
and M, then it's F.
Because Q is quartermaster, so that makes perfect
there you go.
sense. Yeah.
What is M for, mister?
Sure. I don't know. Master, mistress.
Master,
I
okay,
actually
yeah.
don't know what M stands for in James Bond, but
Mummy.
it could be, because they probably do call him Mum a lot. It's just a code name.
Ma'am.
Doesn't mean.
Okay, F is great. F it is.
30 seconds left.
Is that all our characters?
I think so. Everyone else is just Henchman 1, Henchman 2.
Okay, we need a dumb name for the bioweapon, potentially. If we've got the time.
White.
Green Death.
White. Yeah, just call it White Death or something like that. It doesn't have to be too crazy. It'll probably have a chemical name. Also, a movie title. James Bond in... Glass
The Glass
Eyes.
of Eye? The Eye of Glass, sorry.
Well, you got 5 minutes to summarize it. I'd say Glass
Okay,
Eyes,
ladies
but...
and gentlemen, here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, so this is a James Bond film. Straight off the bat, it opens with this like act of terrorism that's happening kind of in real time in one of the platforms, one of the busy central platforms of France, one of their like central train lanes, and James Bond, on what he thinks is a reliable source of information, goes in and tries to stop it, and is kind of semi-thwarted by the henchman of Mr. Blow, whose name is
Jerry.
I was going to say Felix, but Jerry is good. Glass. Yeah, I don't know. Glassy. Great. Glassy. And he ends up beating Glass and manages to kind of save the day. And then this brings in a piece of information. We get the whole sequence with M coming in and being like, right, this is the mission. You've got to do this, and you've got to stop these people. And Sean Connery's like, I don't even know if I can do a Sean Connery. Like, I can't do a Sean Connery. Sean Connery's like, no worries, man. It's actually Timothy Dalton. Was he the Australian? And no fucking worries, mate. And then we get the whole like Q arming him up, and M points him in the direction of further leads. Couple of leads take him to this hospital, and James Bond has to infiltrate this hospital as a male nurse, whose code name is Nurse Yes.
Yes.
And spends a little bit of time here getting to know the people, understanding stuff, following leads, trailing people, and then discovers that a particular group of surgeons have been doing a lot of an unusual amount of eye surgery, which leads him to discover that false eyes are being put into people with ties to terrorist organizations that end up committing large weapons of mass biological destruction, terrorist attacks. That potentially he stops one of them, which then leads him to this underground glass blowing black market duo.
It should almost look like an aquarium.
It should absolutely look like an aquarium. Everything in it is glass. It's a glass house. I mean, the end of Dr. No, I'm pretty sure, is a fun house. So it's just that, but glass. Everywhere. You know what they say about don't throw stones in a glass house? That's going to come to fruition in the final sequences of this film. He's gonna throw glass and the whole thing's gonna shatter. And that leads us to the duo, Mr. Blow and his wife, Ivana Blow. And their acts of terrorism, James Bond kind of follows them, finds them in their underground lair, this giant glass maze inside a cave underground. And he goes down and he ends up confronting them. Oh, no, he doesn't. He seduces her first to find out the information, which Mr. Blow then ends up killing his wife and is like, screw it, I'm going to destroy the whole world with, I'm going to send out thousands of these glass eyes to all these different people. And so James Bond goes in to stop this final shipment of 1,000 bioterrorist eyeballs. And this is like the big final blowout sequence with gunshots and all the weapons and RPGs, and there's glass there, and he ends up killing glass by shattering one of the bits of the walls and kicks him backwards, and he gets speared on a big jagged piece of glass, and then he goes down and confronts Mr. Blow. They have this big fight. Mr. Blow, it turns out, is like this, because he's glass blowing, I'm guessing he's strong. I don't know. Maybe he had a blacksmith days, so he's pretty beefy. They have a big punch on. Mr. Blow keeps getting his eye in the way. And then he ends up cracking the glass just enough that it leaks, but doesn't spread the biotoxin, and that's what kills him. It ends up melting mate, who maybe falls backwards into the shipment as James Bond is leaving, and James Bond has to have this mad dash, fly out, or boat race out as this kind of toxin
15 seconds.
Eats, by the way, it's set on an island, eats this entire island that the cave was in, because it can't happen in the middle of a city, otherwise everybody will die and James Bond will go to jail forever, and he sails off into the sunset.
One.
And the movie is called, it's James Bond, The Eye of Glass. Spyglass? Spyglass!
Spyglass! Oh my god!
That's it. It's called Spyglass.
That's such a good title. Oh Christ. I genuinely love that he dies from his own gas, by the way. That's amazing. I like the idea of that fight where it's like, haha, you can't punch me in the face because you will release it, and then by some way it cracks.
Yeah, I think he clips him right under here. He does a feint and cracks him underneath, and it just.
What if he maybe he uses a gadget, like a sonar on his watch? He's and it just that turned out into something. Lord. That turned into something.
Yeah, I would watch
I don't
this
quite
movie,
know how.
Man. I absolutely. We should call up, because Amazon now own it. We should call Amazon if you're listening. Would like to license you.
Do they own the rights to Sean Connery? Who owns his? How do we get him in this picture?
I think his family have to sign over his likeness.
my god, that's so funny that we didn't change it from Sean Connery being James Bond again. That's the best part. That's the best part.
It's Sean Connery because everything else about it is Dr. No. So we need Sean Connery to come back and reprise his role.
It makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Perfect James Bond movie for the year of 2025. Thanks for letting us take you on a journey. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Scripty Business for all our updates and let us know what you thought of this week's episode. You can also follow us ourselves at Murray vs. the World and at SA Welshie to see what we're up to. Join the Patreon for access to bonus content and to unlock all previous seasons. Head to patreon.com/scriptybusinesspodcast today. We appreciate your help with us keeping the lights on and the cameras rolling, and we've got some extra surprises in store, so watch this space as we grow. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode. Until then, stay awesome. We love you. Scripty Business is a Soul Hole production, hosted by the Peas Inner Network. You've been listening to Murray Curtis and Luke Wilkinson Turner.